Long ago, in Doneraile, County Cork, there was an occurrence which has intrigued historians and researchers for centuries. Doneraile Court was the home of the St. Leger family. They came to the area in 1630 when William St. Leger, Lord President of Munster, purchased the estate from Walter Wellman. He also received grants of forfeited Desmond land from King Charles I, and the St. Leger family developed a firm foothold in North County Cork. In the early 1700s, Freemasonry was developing in Britain and Ireland, and many men of noble birth became members. The St. Legers were no exception. Since the beginning, Freemasonry in Ireland has been the domain of the white male. No ladies have been allowed see, hear, or be privy to any proceedings. But there has been an exception, the one and only exception. Around 1712, in Doneraile Court, Elizabeth St. Leger was reading a book in the library. She was the daughter of the Right Honourable Arthur St. Leger, 1st Viscount Doneraile. She was about 17 years old at the time. As dusk settled, she fell asleep in her comfortable armchair. Later, she was awakened by voices. Work was in progress to create an archway between the library and the room next door, called the lodge room. Bricks had been reinstated loosely for the evening, and Elizabeth could see the light coming from between them. She moved closer and removed one of the bricks to get a better view. She was amazed at what she saw and heard. An initiation ceremony was taking place. Her father was master of Munster Lodge number 44, and had called a meeting for that night. When she understood the solemnity of the proceedings, she retreated, but in the dark she stumbled over a chair and fell. On recovering herself and exiting the library, she was caught by the lodge tiler, the outer guard, who responded to the noise with sword in hand. Realizing her predicament, she screamed and fainted. The tiler was also the family butler, but no one was allowed to eavesdrop on a Masonic meeting. So the question was what to do. She should be silenced. The tiler summoned the members, who were already alerted, among them her father. A long discussion took place for over 2 hours. Ultimately, they decided to initiate her into the lodge, thus overcoming the difficulty and avoiding disposing of the young lady. The initiation ceremony took place later in her home, Doneraile Court. In the North Cork area there was another well-established family called Aldworth. Boyle Aldworth was the owner of Newmarket Court, just 25 miles from Doneraile. He was accidentally drowned while crossing the Irish Sea on a trip to London. His estate was inherited by his infant son, Richard. Some years on, the Honourable Elizabeth St. Leger had the good fortune to be introduced to Richard, and later she married him. Nothing is known about her life after her marriage, only that she remained an interested Masonic member until her death in 1775. In St. Finbarr's Cathedral there was a plaque erected by the Masons of Cork, indicating that she was interred close by. In the Masonic Museum, Tukey Street, Cork City, one can see her Mason's apron and other items connected with her membership. It is said she enjoyed being seen in public, dressed in Masonic garb. Today, the International Mixed Order of Freemasonry, Le Droit Humain, has dedicated its first lodge to her and named it Lodge Elizabeth St. Leger, and welcomes both men and women into their membership. There may be a Lady Freemason in our midst, as some lodges outside of Grand Lodge Ireland will admit ladies to their membership. But there has never been another Lady Freemason admitted to Grand Lodge Ireland, north or south. It is still the domain of the male.